Hello, welcome to the week of January 15th, Wrestling in Mom's Basement. Of course, I'm Patrick Young. This guy to my right keeps plastic naked men in his basement, Joe Venuto.
Half naked men.
I think it'll be more confusing and creepy if you had naked men. Just naked men.
This is our Raw review for the week of January 15th. This week's lesson on Raw was do not fire Braun Strowman.
Nope.
Because you would not like Braun Strowman when he's made. This is a important lesson learned by Raw Joe Man's career on Monday night. As he dismissed the monster among men, only to watch the fireworks versus the big man unleash hell across the broadcast, even tip him over a massive tractor trailer. Strowman's war pair was only one element in tonight's broadcast, which also featured Shawn Marky Bales, including Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, and Asuka versus Nia Jax. Controversial finishes, character development, storyline advancement dominated the headlines, and continued to represent stay in gruesome March towards Royal Rumble on January 28th. We start things off. Braun Strowman is fired. Feeling pressure from any size following Strowman's actions a week ago when he was single-handedly ended the curse both Brock Lesnar team. Angle kick off the week's show with a shocking announcement. After Strowman informed Angle he will do whatever he wants, the general manager made a tough decision and announced to the world Strowman will not be competing in the Royal Rumble because the Universal Championship match is no longer a triple threat belt. Furthermore, the match Strowman was fired from Raw. Strowman stood Angle down and Medicine Matter Guys suggested he will be making Olympic gold medals and WWE Hall of Famers night of living hell. If you want the ways to leave it guessing as to what will happen for the remainder of the evening, this is the perfect way to do it. Strowman's an elite star on Raw and a popular babyface monster. Fire him and send him on his way to destroy, maim, and dismantle anything anyone in his path. Is that exactly what the show needs to captivate audiences, and captivate Strowman will exactly what we would do throughout the first half of the show.
Yeah, I agree. I actually like the Strowman promo a lot more than I like others. Just because it set up a whole night of Braun Strowman destroying things. Tractor trailers, people, backstage areas. It's all good when he just goes nuts and destroys things.
Up next, Titus Worldwide versus The Bar. 1 week later, score massive upset by defeating Sheamus and Cesaro in tag team action. Titus and Neil Apollo Crews coming by Dana Brooke. Attempting to make it 2-0 against the acclaimed duo, it would not be easy. Crews was isolated from a bigger, stronger O'Neal and picked apart by the former tag team champions. When he finally did make tag, the former four Gators split it into the match until the fight to the heels. The action broke down eventually. Sheamus and Cesaro appeared poised to pick up the win, reversing their fate ahead of a Royal Rumble showdown with Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan. Jordan will appear late in the bout, providing distraction that allowed the underrated Crews to roll Sheamus up for the pinfall victory. Crews and O'Neal, I guess, have done their fair share of pulling the others over. So, for them to score second tag team victories over a team with incredible Sheamus and Cesaro is a big deal. Whether they can translate that into a sustainable push is the question. Only time to tell on that front. Well, we will get answers to a little bit more in the near future, or whether Jordan Seth Rollins will destined to hold tag title belts beyond the Rumble, or if the Bar gains a goal and set in motion Jordan's heel turn.
Yeah, the match was fine by me too. I do like the fact that they're building in at least another face tag team up. For some reason, Raw has greatly lacked face tag teams over the last year. So I think this is a smart move. And I'm also sort of half expecting the Bar to be eventually split up relatively soon.
Up next, Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese. On the heels of rejoining the Zone Training, Tony Nese was out to prove himself to Cruiserweight Champion as I'm more race. He bound number contender Cedric Alexander in a singles competition. Gold also coming Alexander to the square circle, and at one point made his way around the ring to scare off an interfering Moray. The superstars engaged several counters and reversals and scored a handful of near falls before Alexander delivered a lumbar check for the pinfall victory. Moray looked on disgust as Alexander celebrated his win. This was about as good as every other match you've seen wrestled as far as Cruiserweight division. That doesn't say much. There's a ton of action, but a little bit of anything in the grand scheme of things. Moray's involvement was minimized as he limped around the ring, and Goldust just there to scare him at one point or something like that. As the showcase for Alexander was fine, as the ladies chapter in his journey to the Cruiserweight Championship, it was average.
Yeah, I agree there. It really wasn't any different from any cruiserweight match you can see on Raw that doesn't include Ezra Mooring, which means it's fine, but it's really not of much substance to me either.
Up next, Braun Strowman's Warpath. Following his final roll coaster, Strowman went on Warpath and sold tear up locker rooms, demolished offices, and targeted the WWE production trucks. He's about to return the track trailer that was attached to the production trailer when Angle arrived. The GM actually controls Strowman off that scene, but not before the Monster Wrong Band took the truck over. Only to interrupt Angle out on the roll stage and manhandle commentator Michael Cole. Threatening to slam Cole, Strowman momentarily listed the reasons he was retired by Stephanie McMahon via an Angle announcement. He put an exclamation point on his actions by slamming Cole off the stage and onto the Paul security guards to close out the segment. Usually for me, Strowman Alicia Hell guarantees a segment, but until Dave Craig goes all in with the Monster Among Men, these segments will ring hollow. Now, how many times can Magic Heat up before Cool and down being on pay-per-view loss? While there's no guarantee Strowman loses at the Royal Rumble, there's no promise he wins either. And if he does not, Warrior does not leave him on another road to WrestleMania. And last year's disappointing pre-show appearance, another lackluster journey to the big show is hardly anything Strowman can afford.
Yeah. As far as the make goes, I will. If you didn't make me grade it, I would grade it. I would grade it an A. Just because I do like seeing Braun Strowman destroy things and flip things over that shouldn't be flipped over. Destroying Michael Cole. All these things lead to an angry, but I do get your point. This odds are is just going to lead to Brock retaining the belt anyway at Royal Rumble. And Braun Strowman would still have nothing at that point.
No, the segments are fun, but going forward, they really need to be paid off.
Yeah. It also felt a lot like a Godzilla movie.
Yeah, that.
Like the referees would just come in. He's heading towards the production truck. Oh my God, that's $12 million! And he just runs off.
The actor was paid, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, Angle, since he's been back, has been known to have terrible acting in segments.
Yes.
I mean, usually Angle's fun in those segments, or supposed to be fun in those segments.
Yeah. Well, he's like comically big.
Yeah. I think they give him too much seriousness and he doesn't know how to handle it.
Yeah. Next, Asuka versus Nia Jax. For the first time in her main roster run, Asuka found herself in real danger of losing their focus and determined Nia Jax. Asuka found herself overwhelmed by the larger, stronger opponent. She was pummeled at her back and core with the targets of her opponent's onslaught. The Empress and Smaller fought back in the match, though. The lowering kick to the back of her opponent's leg that injured the opposing competitor. Chopping Jax down like a California redwood tree. Asuka was able to score to win, but her opponent could not contain it. And Nia fell off the steps. Bonsai dropped the steps. And on the ring it fell. This is the first time since Wrestling 33 that Nia looked like an unstoppable monster. She beat and pummeled Asuka in ways the Empress Smart's not experienced place on time. Nia looked fantastic here, had her momentum preserved via the finish. She never really lost. They had not been for an unfortunate injury. Maybe have been too young to feature her restore opponent. It creates intrigue and sense of a situation where a future rematch means more as a result.
Yeah, I did really like this match. Nia has actually been improving a great deal, and I think in this spotlight she improved again. I also do like the fact they didn't give away a clean finish to this match either. Asuka still came away with the victory, and Nia didn't look beat. Didn't need to be beaten before Royal Rumble. I think it's smart.
Next, the Revival in action. The Revival returned to action Monday night, battling two unknown superstars that are named by the commentary team. Scott Dawson and Nash Wilder picked apart their competition and utilized double team maneuvers to obliterate their opponents and finish them off in short order with Sharon Machine. That's called an exhibition, right? All right. Call commentary will continue later about.
So it is, Booker, so it is.
Charlie Caruso and Dawson, who referred to be down to the clinic and Tiny Wrestling, and labeled the Revival students of the game. Both Dawson and Wilder denounced the legends who appear on next week's show and called themselves professional wrestlers and vowed to dominate for the next 25 years. besides the Usos, the Revival is the best team in WWE, bar none. So it's nice to see enjoy some spotlight. They're missing weeks of TV time. It also sets up an involvement in a big angle with the New Age Outlaws, Steve Austin, or Shawn Michaels, everyone's that they mentioned, on the Roll 25 show, which will earn the duo's greatest vision to date. If they don't end up taking attention. So.
Yes. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Because, especially right before Royal Rumble in Philly, with the Ascension right
old school
before, where Ascension literally just got finisher fest on by tag teams that hadn't been relevant in like 10 years.
Right.
But still, it's nice to see the Revival on Raw, and I hope they continue to do more of them. I also like the bit about calling themselves professional wrestlers.
Up next, Roman Reigns versus the Miz Raj. Elias debuted a new song in which he handed the target John Cena in the Royal Rumble. He then introduced the Miz and his Miz Raj, who drew a thunderous course of boosts on the fans. The highlight A-list are hyped the match of Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship next week, before Valiant fans will talk about him for the next 25 years. This gave way to the rival Reigns, who proceeded about both down the curse actual handicap match. Reigns overcame repeated attempts by Miz and on behavior of associates, not to mention the 2-1 numbers disadvantage to score the victory with a spear to the former IC champion Axel. Miz has cronies retreated Reigns to the total to close out the segment. YW match between Brooks babyfaces ever come to Oz, and my handicap match still boggles me in my mind. Yes, the company loves a hero, good guy, but at some point it has to realize that divisions and heel acts, like constantly booking them to lose matches they should conceivably win easily. Dallas and Axel's credibility shot at this point. National scenarios like this, and Reigns gains nothing to his victory. Could he not have lost like some sort of shenanigans to put heat on Miz ahead of next week's main event?
Yeah, that's true. They could have had Miz do something to get them to win. However, it wasn't necessarily unforeseen though. Like as soon as they announced the match was happening early in the night, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I thought Axel and Bo would won.
Yeah, but that's just a large part of WWE. Even like in the last 20 years or so, where they would do this, where they wouldn't necessarily have the heels look strong for the baby face, that you should make them a bit more sympathetic and you want to root for them. But again, it's not exactly unforeseen, and I guess overall it wasn't a bad match. I'll give it that.
Next, Sasha Banks versus Sonya Deville. It was announced that because of a neck injury, Paige will not be able to compete in the Royal Rumble.
That's all they announced.
Yeah, nothing about
just neck injury, not retirement or anything.
That did not stop the anti-diva Mandy Rose from calling Sonya Deville. So excited for her showdown with former World Champion Sasha Banks. Banks was intense and focused on the star, herself calling by Mickey James and Bailey. Well behind the four NXT star mixed martial arts and tough challenge that she participated. Late in the match, she leaped up the ropes and directly to a hard kick to the mid section by Deville, who scored an improbable victory over the Boss. Now my A grade here is going to be generous, but this is exactly how one goes about creating a new star. Sasha is the established cornerstone of the division. She's not going to be hurt by a clean loss to a fresh face. So Nash was able to create a scenario where Deville goes over clean, and as a result, is a bigger star than she was when she hit the ring. Well, bigger than Mandy, yeah. And also, that's how built credibility as a legitimate threat to her fellow competitors. Just took out Sasha Banks, especially with Dawn starting to surround the pages in the ring for her. One or two of them had to know how it worked.
Yeah, I did like it. However, I do have to complain about the finish.
Finish was a little out of nowhere.
Yeah. I could see Sonya kicking her in the gut, then picking her back up, and then hitting her with a finisher. But whatever it is, I can't think of it now.
I believe it's Shayna's finisher.
Oh, okay.
And that's why. She don't have one now.
She could have Ken Shamrock's finisher.
Back
the belly to belly.
Oh, no,
and then she could beat up refs. It's a long-standing joke I have with Sonya Deville. I want her to be the female Ken Shamrock. But I just felt the ending felt just a little random, almost. Like it was a free hit. Like she actually won't. There's a chance that she won't get actually much from this victory. To me.
Well, it's not like there's anybody bigger she could beat. besides Asuka.
It's true, but
On the face side, Sasha's number 2.
it literally looks like a freak accident.
Well, Sasha is a freak accident on Jennifer. So, she's an accident to herself, not to others, to herself.
Yeah.
Up next, Woken Matt Hardy versus Heath Slater. The transformation in his Woken persona was complete Monday, as Matt Hardy debuted new entrants, including a delete video and Squirrel with Heath Slater singles competition. Slater turned the toes on all other guys to tie apart. Rhino found himself very well there for the onslaught of his unpredictable opponent. Hardy bit, pummeled, and beat down the West Virginia native, despite repeated words and official. And amid chant delete from the Dirty Faithful, Hardy finished off his opponent with a twist of fate. I thought this was the best week for the Woken stuff.
Yeah.
So welcome to the universe. Welcome to the Woken universe, ladies and gentlemen. It was a tenacious, aggressive, and dangerous Hardy, who was on full display here. His fans got a taste of superstar who will haunt Bray Wyatt's dreams, and release chaos in the universe from here on out. It was somewhat interesting that WWE opted not to feature Wyatt at all on Monday night, but perhaps this is a reflection of his desire to shine an unearned spotlight to his newest character. Whatever the case they made, the characters leaving us impression and draw strong reactions this week. Props aside for mass media future.
Yeah, I did like it too. I also did feel this was the best week for Woken Matt Hardy. He even teased a little bit of Vanguard 1 for you broken Matt Hardy fans out there. But still, I'm still interested and still want to see what's going to happen with Matt Hardy and his Woken persona.
And the main event, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. What should have been an epic rematch from SummerSlam 2016 between Seth Rollins and first ever Universal Champion Finn Balor. Instead, descended into chaos and made us late next interference in the bar, Jason Jordan, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. Sheamus and Cesaro had the ring hook and provide distraction of close Rollins to match. When they ended up rolling, Gallows Anderson, Balor did over the top rope and whipped everyone out on ringside. Back inside the square circle, Balor was self-scored non-signature win over the Architect. Only though Jordan tripped him up, Rollins broke up the curb stomp for the first time in 3 years, renamed the Blackout, and scored a pinfall victory. After the match, the announcers scored great. Tom Phillips and Booker T quoted the fact that the referee had count through when Balor had Rollins pinned earlier in the match, and the Balor Club had a legitimate gripe against the official. There were so many moving, wire pieces of roll right now that for the company to bring them all together in a wild and chaotic fashion like this during a showman event like Balor vs. Rollins is a testament to the often unguided and uncreative creating. It seamlessly weaved numerous stories over the course of the 115-minute main event, and not only match had to make sense, it also create intrigue surrounding the fallout of the referee's controversial 3 count that showed Finn Balor to win. And Great White Capital of one of the better episodes of Raw in months.
Yeah, I feel this is probably one of the better episodes of Raw. It's definitely the last few weeks. I did really like Seth and Finn's match together. This is probably more of what we should have seen, I guess, at SummerSlam last year before.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it didn't necessarily. I don't know why that match, the one in SummerSlam, didn't necessarily do it for me. I guess maybe the crowd was still worried about the red belt. Or actually, I wasn't happy about the red belt either. So I guess I can be blamed into that. But still, I felt that this match is really good. It's great to see the curb stomp or blackout.
Yeah.
I believe he originally called it.
Yes.
So it's great to see that move back because it's such a vicious finisher. Seth's been literally searching for one ever since he's lost it. And there's also the slight possibility that we'll get heel Finn Balor soon. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it was a great mixture of all that.
And I go for the Raw review up next. SmackDown and NXT, because SmackDown's a very short review this week. And then no 205 Live this week. Not much spoiling there.
Yeah.
And the Royal Rumble 1999 and Bash besides 5 videos will be uploaded between Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Yes.
So, let's see you there.